Hello everyone, my name is Jessica. Welcome back to Budget Freedom Books. I wanted to do a quick video today on one question that I get asked a lot by people that I work with or the people that I meet and talk to, which I find is an interesting question, and I think it's a good topic to be debated and to be analyzed from a lot of different viewpoints. And that is, why should I budget? Why should we budget, guys? Why should I waste my free time writing down all these numbers, looking at my money, looking at my expenses, getting a budget planner, and figuring it all out? Well, it's a good question. I mean, you don't have to. You are a free person. It's a free world that we live in, and you are perfectly entitled to not budget if that's what you choose to do. My husband was never a budgeter. He only got into, he still doesn't do the budget. I do the budget, but at least now he's supportive and he's on board with it. But he was never into it. He was actually really against it for a while. Long while, should I say, 13 years of our marriage and all his life before that. But he has seen the benefits of it through me leading him by example. And what I tell people when they ask me, why should I budget, is I say, why not? You are spending a third of your life on average working for this money, and you don't know where it's going, how it's being utilized, and doesn't that bother you is what I would say. It's great if you're making enough money to where you have so much money in your bank account that you can just pay all your bills and spend as much as you want and really not have an issue. That is so awesome. But even so, I would still want to invest my money wisely, because guys, let's be honest, and this year, if anything should have taught people this, I've been saying it for years, but I think that it's really clear now in 2020 that anything can happen at any point without notice. You can be the best employee ever and still lose your job due to things that are completely out of your control. This pandemic has caused a lot of people to be in that exact situation. They didn't do anything to deserve the hardship that they're feeling at the moment. And they couldn't have been a better employee. It was not up to them, not within their control, their boss's control, anybody's control. And this, granted, is a very extreme case, but there are company takeovers. There are jealous people that will try to get you fired just because they don't like you. There's nepotism in companies. There are so many issues, unfortunately, in the corporate world that you do not have control over that could cause you to become unemployed or cause you to be paid unfairly. So if you are going to be, putting in all this time and effort into earning this money, why not invest it properly? Why not make wise choices and know where that money is going? Why not build up a safety net for yourself? Nobody else is going to help you out. I've been in the situation so many times where I had plenty of money. I was giving money to my friends, not even asking them to pay it back, just open heart, sharing money around and not having a problem with it. I've always been into budgeting, but I was blessed. I was in that position for a long time. And then I've also been in the position where I did not have any money. I had no backup, nobody to help me. I did not have enough of a buffer, and no excuses. With life threw me some hard balls, and that is fine. But I had to think on my feet, and I had to bounce back really quick, and I had to figure out how to make the money that I was making go far enough so that our family would be taken care of until we were able to correct the situation. Like when we moved countries, me and my husband had to move countries, and we assumed that he would get a job right off the bat. He ended up not getting a job for 4 months, and we were completely dependent on my salary in a brand new country where we were not familiar with the cost of living really the cost of living. And my salary, unfortunately, was a respectable salary, but it was not enough to provide for an entire household. And we had to think on our feet. We were buying one box of pasta, separating it into 3 meals. We were eating bread and butter. And I remember I could only afford to spend $30 a week on groceries for 3 people. And the one was a baby, which, babies They don't eat a whole lot, but what they do eat, if you're feeding them good quality stuff, is costly. So we obviously put my daughter as number one. We made sure that her nutrition and her food was taken care of, no questions about. And me and my husband took the back seat because we were adults and that was our choice. So for me and my husband, we were sharing out, we were eating a lot smaller portions and specific things. And I had it calculated down to, how many grams we were going to take out of the box of pasta, how much we were going to eat. If we weren't hungry, well, that was it. And to make sure that we didn't go over that $30 budget a week because we couldn't afford it. And we had to pay, for the rent and everything else. And that went on for 4 months. And during those months, there were times when we didn't have, $2 to go buy some milk for my daughter, to make coffee and whatever. And we would actually walk the streets in the neighborhood and find coins. We would find enough, coins to get whatever we were missing, and then we would go buy the bottle of milk. And when we went to buy the bottle of milk, the country that I was living in it's a wonderful place. They value children really highly, and they had a little bakery there, and they would always give my daughter a free cookie or muffin or whatever it is that she wanted. And they didn't know our situation at all. It's just what they do for kids. When a kid goes in a shop, they get something for free. So we learned that, and we actually kind of, I don't want to say took advantage of that, but we utilized that when we needed to for her because we didn't have the money. We would go and we would let her choose something. And we would buy, a bottle of milk or whatever it was that we needed, so that it wasn't just like we were showing up for something free. But, that really helped us in our time of need to provide for our daughter and to make her feel special and like everything was okay. Thankfully, she was really young. She was only 7 months old, so she didn't really understand it all, but we understood it and it helped us. Point being, I have been in all the situations, and now I would say that we're in the middle. We have a business that is growing. It's growing really strong. It's doing really well. But anybody that knows it started a business, it does take time to really become profitable enough to the point where it can support a family of 4. So I am supplementing it with other jobs, with other freelance work. But I'm happy and we're growing. But the thing is, we're not at the point yet where we have enough money to not worry and to be frivolous. And I would never be frivolous at this point with budgeting because I know what it's like to work for money and to think that everything is okay and to wake up one day and not know how you're going to pay the bills next month, and to be faced with life instances, as many as you do, that you don't know how to work out financially. So why budget? Budget for all of these things. Budget for life, guys. I think that's the one sentence I can tell you. Budget for life, because life will happen. As best as you do, as best as your husband does, as good as people you are, as hard as you work, whether you're self-employed, whether you're working for a company, whatever it is that you're doing, follow your dream and just remember life will happen. And it's not always your fault. So the best thing you can do for yourself is self-insurance, which is have an emergency fund, have savings, have your bills paid up, pay off debt, become debt-free, as soon as possible. And that way you will know that whatever happens, you will be able to survive. You'll be able to take care of yourself and your family for those 6 months or 3 months or, God forbid, a year if you have to. So budgeting helps you to, first of all, gain control over your spending, know where your money is going, why it's going out. If you decide to spend $500 a month on entertainment, that is your decision, and that is awesome. But know it. Don't be surprised and shocked. Oh, I didn't know I was spending $500. I thought I was spending like $250 or $200. No, budget, track your expenses, get control of it so that make decisions, become informed. Know that you could contribute more to your retirement accounts and grow your money. Know that you could save more money and invest. Know that if you stop spending that $500 a month and spent $250 a month and then took $250 a month and saved it and bought a rental property and rented that out, that you could grow your net worth and you could actually have an investment that could take care of you in the future. Just become conscious. I think that budgeting actually makes you live life with a lot more passion and a lot more clarity because you start to pay attention to things. where when you're living on auto, when you're just giving credit cards and swiping money and not thinking about it, and letting the full bills go off your account at the end of the month and going, oh, it's okay, I'm overdrawn, but my tax refund will come, or my I'll wait for my salary and I'll just put it on the credit card. It's not a very it's not a focused way of living. It's not paying attention, like they say, stopping and smelling the flowers. So stop and smell the flowers, budget, get control of your finances, make it fun. It does not have to be a hard thing. Make it fun, make it interesting, enjoy it. That's why I say not every budgeting process is for everybody. Some people really love cash envelopes, like completely. I like a mix. I like using my debit cards and using cash envelopes. Some people like only using bank accounts. It doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you do it, and that you grow your financial freedom, and that you live with purpose and with joy and with happiness, and you spread that to your friends and family. So I hope that I didn't go off too much here, but I wanted to share that and share what my answer is for people that ask me, why do I need to budget? That's why I think you need to budget, because life happens, and because it can make you and your family and your children's future so much brighter, so much happier, so much more full of hope and excitement, and it just provides the options that you need. And if you're really struggling, this is to the people that have been like me, that have been on single incomes or incomes that are not enough, even if two people are working. There have been times when me and my husband, when we switched, where the first job he got after 4 months was not enough. Even though he was working full-time job, they were paying him less than minimum wage. And even together, we were still struggling for another year after that. When these things happen, budgeting can really make all the difference. Because when you make sure that you don't even spend that extra $5 more that you don't have to spend, it can take that rock off your shoulder, that stress off your shoulder. Because $5 a week is $20 a month. $20 a month might be that petrol you need or that gas you need for the last week of work to get to work. It might be, those milk bottles that you need to buy throughout the month. It might, if you have a young child, it might be a box of diapers that you need to buy. For you and your husband or partner or child, if you're a single parent, it might be a meal that you really need. It might, like for me, $30 a week was my groceries, so $20 a month. That was a lot to me. That was a whole week almost of groceries that I couldn't afford to not save and have. But by budgeting, you get out of it. You will get stronger. You will have the clarity of mind to get to the next point, to better your life. And if you start paying off your debts, if you have any debts, then as soon as you get out of debt, all that extra money can go to savings and can go into bettering your life. And that is the beauty of budgeting, and that is the power of budgeting. So I hope that you have received this well in love and light, and I wish you a happy weekend. It is Friday, so I'm sending all my love to everybody out there. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know. Please check out my budgeting planner on my website, budgetfreedom.com, and I will see you next time. All right, good luck, guys. Bye.